Ash Ketchum has truly become a fantastic trainer over the years. With his placement right now in Journeys, I am so happy with his growth as a trainer. He's grown up, and it's awesome to see. To celebrate Ash's success, I decided I wanted to take a step back in time and take a look at Ash's Pokemon. I am going to go through all the regions Ash has traveled through, and give my take on what I think is the strongest one from each. And yes, the Orange Islands will be considered. Galar will also just be considered as Journeys, considering that's the newest season. Okay then, with that being said, let's hop into Mr. Ketchum's shoes, and also be sure to let me know down below what Pokemon of Ash's is your favorite. Starting off in Kanto, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to expect Charizard to be here. The answer is no. Charmander was a very strong contender in the very beginning of the series, winning Ash a few battles. But after it evolved into Charmeleon, the respect Charmander originally had for Ash was gone. Charmeleon just outright stopped obeying Ash, and the same also applied for Charizard. Had Charizard obeyed Ash originally, it would be Ash's best Kanto Pokemon. Though the one that did obey him was Pikachu. Arguably, Ash's strongest Pokemon is Pikachu. Pikachu helped Ash win a lot of battles in Kanto, and just in general across the entire series. Even for Kanto as a whole, Pikachu had some impressive victories, such as with Brock, even though it was BS, and Lieutenant Surge as well. But does Pikachu and Ash have a bond that's unbroken? And that's the heaviest argument I can make here for Pikachu. Coming up in the Orange Islands, we have Ash's Charizard. This time, I do feel confident saying Ash's Charizard is the strongest here. Charizard finally obeyed Ash, and it just had so much natural power despite it not being properly trained. Not to mention, being fully evolved, I guess also influenced it. But then again, it's the anime, so I don't know. I mean, for crying out loud, we have a Pikachu taking out legendaries. That isn't supposed to happen. Charizard disproved itself by helping Ash conquer his gym challenge and helping him out in his final battle with Drake. Charizard was one of the main highlights of the Orange Islands, so that's also why it was depicted as so strong. Ash being this 10-year-old kid, having a fully evolved Pokemon this strong, it's pretty impressive. Hopping to the best region and season of the series, we have Johto. Now, Johto is a very interesting region because Ash had a flow of his Kanto Pokemon for a while, and then he got more Johto Pokemon as his journey progressed. Though, after a while, Charizard, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur eventually left their separate ways. So now, we're limited to a certain amount. And to be honest, despite Ash keeping Totodile, Bayleaf, Cyndaquil, and Noctowl, none of those choices really screamed anything too impressive. However, Ash did capture a Heracross, and he didn't really use it at all. Right now, I'm just going to straight up argue, Heracross is his strongest Johto Pokemon. Heracross, like Charizard, has natural power. It hardly ever had any experience battling one-on-one, and for some reason helped him clutch some important battles in the Johto League. Heracross even performed the best out of all of Ash's Johto Pokemon. I'll also give this slot to Charizard, as he clutched very important wins. But if we're talking Johto Pokemon alone, then Heracross wins. Growing up with the Hoenn anime mostly, at first hand, I saw Ash's Sceptile line slaying everything in its path. Trico was a little fighter back when Ash caught it. That being said, him and that gecko kicked ass. Trico was just a real hard worker, and eventually that paid off as it evolved into Grovyle and then finally into Sceptile. Grovyle helped Ash clutch his important match against Norman, triggering Overgrow. It also helped Ash win a few battles in the Hoenn League. It aided and did a good job. In the Battle Frontier, Grovyle evolved. After evolving, Sceptile won a few more really cool battles, most notably against May's Blaziken and Tobias' Darkrai. Sceptile is a strong, hardworking, and very loyal Pokemon. It definitely deserves the best Hoenn spot. For Sinnoh, we all know the answer is obviously Torterra. Nah, it's not. It's just my daily Torterra jabs. More so because Ash's Torterra sucked. The obvious and best choice, though, is by far Ash's Infernape. Now, I could easily talk about his you-know-what ability and call it a day, but that really wouldn't be doing Infernape justice, would it? He's so much more for Ash, even without it. This Pokemon had a goal, and Ash helped him reach the goal. He wanted to prove his original trainer Paul wrong for abandoning it. And with that goal and bond they share, it helped Ash rack up lots of important wins. As a Chimchar alone, it played a big part in helping Ash defeat Fantina, Byron, and Candace. Then it evolved all the way into Infernape and helped Ash win his final Sinnoh Gym badge against Volkner. And at the last one, it finally mastered its overpowered Blaze ability. With this version of Blaze, Infernape basically goes bananas, and it's what allowed Ash to finally get the win over Paul in the Sinnoh League. Time for my least favorite season of Pokemon being Black and White. Though I don't like this season in particular, I have seen it. One of the Pokemon that always stuck out to me being the strongest was definitely his Crocodile. It needed more screen time, but for what it had, it was powerful. It might have been the last member on Ash's Unova team, but it quickly rose up to be his strongest of the series. The greatest example of its power is when it took an Ice Beam from Iris's Dragonite as a Crocorock, survived, and then finally evolved into Crocodile, and then proceeded to kick its butt. That moment had me in awe. That's not even the icing on the cake though. This Pokemon also beats types it has a disadvantage against. For example, when it was a Crocorock in the Icarus Gym against Bryson, it pretty much took out his Beartick by catching Stone Edges in midair. Plus, there's also the time when it defeated Stefan Sock with its newly learned Aerial Ace. Crocodile was definitely one of my highlights of the Unova anime, so I do love talking about this dope reptile in shades. If you don't know the answer for Kalos, then you must eat cereal with a fork. I don't need to explain this entry. I've done it a million times in past videos. Ash Greninja is one of Ash's strongest Pokemon he's ever had, even as we go more into journeys. If you've seen the battle with Alolan, that's all you guys need to know. I digress. Alola is a very interesting case in regards to finding Ash's strongest. He's used legendaries here, but despite that, two Pokemon stick out more, being Lycanrock and Incineroar. Let's start with Lycanrock. Lycanrock carried Ash through a lot of important battles on his Alolan journey. It helped out against Nanu, Olivia, the Alola League, and it even got special training. Following up Lycanrock is Incineroar. I remember watching Ash's Torracat evolve, and it was pretty epic. Even though it never really showed its true strength after evolving, based on its performances as a Torracat, I can say with strong confidence, Incineroar more than likely shreds. For one, he was able to do some decent damage to Guzma's team and remained pretty strong. But the biggest reason why it's one of Ash's strongest is because as a Torracat, it had the main goal of defeating Kukui's most powerful Pokemon, Incineroar. And that Pokemon alone made the Mask Royal undefeated in Alola. So the fact that it was able to defeat it as a Torracat in an intense match says a lot. It's already proven it's stronger than Alola's most powerful Incineroar. So just imagine how strong it is now after fully evolving. I cannot wait to see how powerful Incineroar will become. Obviously, for the most recent part of the Pokemon anime, Ash doesn't stay in one particular region. He actually goes around a variety of them, battling trainers and making progress for his dream. So far, with what Journeys has shown us, this is Ash's most powerful team of Pokemon he's had in my opinion. With that said, it was hard for me to decide on just one. I'm stuck between Dragonite or Lucario. Dragonite I know can be heavily debated against because it's only had one really important battle so far, being against Corina's Mega Lucario. But that's it. With that aspect in mind, it's really hard to explain how a Pokemon is good with such little battle time. Don't get me wrong, the battle was very impressive. It showed that Ash's Dragonite had a lot of guts, heart, and strength. A part of me even says that battle alone outshines Lucario, even though it has impressive feats under its belt. Riolu/Lucario has wins and losses, and Dragonite has not lost at all yet. So technically speaking, Dragonite is 1.0. I hate this stupid argument. Anywho though, this Aura dude had some victories against Onix, Galarian Farfetch'd, Hitmonchan, Rose's team, and even aided in some legendary battles against Mewtwo and Eternatus. So, with those victories in mind, do they outdo Dragonite's clean slate record? I will leave it to you guys to decide. Well, that's gonna wrap up what I think Ash's strongest Pokemon are in every region he's been in. Of course, Journeys isn't a region, but you get the idea. Anyway though, let me know down below whether or not you agree or disagree with me on this list. I love doing videos like these because there's a lot of discussion, so let's talk about it. Thank you to everyone for watching the video. Huge thanks to my phenomenal team and the amazing art done each week by Danny the Demon. I couldn't do all this without them. If you all enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be sure to leave a comment too, as it really helps us out. I also do other content on my Twitch, where I stream Genshin Impact, Mystic Zora, where I do Pokemon Let's Plays and other gaming content, and of course MysticSage, where I do all anime content. Right now, I'm focusing on Inuyasha and Yashahime, so if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. If you'd like to support me even further than that, check out my Patreon. Whether it's a $1 tip to get early thumbnail access, or the $10 tier to get cool perler bead charms and a shoutout. There's tons of reasons to join today. These lovely people did, and I thank them all so much for their support. It really means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mr. Gumbrion, and I will see you all next time with some more amazing Pokemon content.